Why? Are people lining up overnight for a toy that looks like a mischievous little goblin? Why are collectors paying over 10,000, sometimes even six figures for something just a few inches tall, with pointy ears, a toothy grin, and spiky fur? What is it about this strange little creature that's captured the imagination of millions? And who is the man behind the monster? His name is Kasing Long, and the little monster? That's Labubu. This is the true story of how one lonely child turned silence and sketchbooks into one of the biggest designer toy phenomena of the decade. Born in Hong Kong in 1972, Kasing Long was a quiet, observant child, sensitive, artistic, and deeply internal. When he was just 7 years old, his life changed. His family packed their bags and moved across continents to Utrecht in the Netherlands. It was a stark contrast. Suddenly, he was surrounded by a language he didn't understand, in a culture that didn't feel like home. At school, he struggled to connect. Dutch felt cold in his mouth. Friends were hard to come by. But while the world outside was confusing, one place always felt safe: the back room of his parents' Chinese restaurant. While they worked long hours, serving customers and running the kitchen, Kasing would sit quietly in the back, a pencil in his hand, a stack of paper by his side, and a head full of worlds waiting to be drawn. He devoured picture books, not because he could read them yet, but because the images spoke to him: Nordic tales, forest spirits, odd little goblins and trolls. He didn't need translation. The creatures felt like him, strange, misunderstood, full of mystery. So he drew them, and he kept drawing, page after page, character after character. Years passed. Kasing didn't stop drawing. He studied design, photography, publishing, and sculpture in Belgium. He worked as a children's book illustrator, even winning an illustration award in Belgium for his book Mama is Weg. He published stories like My Little Planet and Lizzie Will Dunson. But something still lived inside him, something from those childhood drawings that hadn't yet come out. Then, in 2015, it finally did. Kasing introduced the world to a creature named Labubu. Labubu was different. Wild hair, big round eyes, massive ears, and that grin. Sharp-toothed, a little dangerous, a little adorable. He wasn't just cute. He was chaotic. A little rude, a little wild, but full of heart. In Kasing's words, Labubu was the version of himself that could say and do all the things he couldn't in real life. Labubu was mischief, but also honesty and bravery. In 2019, Kasing partnered with the rising Chinese toy giant PopMart to turn Labubu into a vinyl art toy, and that's when things exploded. Labubu became the face of a franchise called the Monsters. These weren't just toys, they were miniature works of art. Crafted from high-quality soft vinyl, airbrushed and hand-painted, each Labubu came packaged in a blind box, known as a mystery box. You never knew exactly which figure you'd get: Forest Labubu, Devil Labubu, Pirate, Skeleton, or maybe, if you were lucky, the rare secret edition. And that's when the hunt began. Lines formed outside PopMart stores in Beijing, Shanghai, Melbourne, Singapore, collectors camping overnight for a chance at the rarest Labubu. In some cities, fans spent thousands. In one Melbourne launch, fans reportedly dropped over $2,000 AUD in one day. On Taobao, on eBay, on collector sites, Labubu prices soared. The numbers? They're stunning. PopMart's revenue in 2024 reached 6.3 billion yen, roughly 870 million USD, with Labubu at the top of its portfolio. By 2025, there were over 300 different Labubu designs. Some Labubu figures sold for $5, some for $50, and some for $150,000. Yes, you heard that right. A life-sized mint green plush Labubu, one of only a handful made, was auctioned in Beijing in June 2025 for $170,000. Another giant-sized brown Labubu reportedly sold for $150,000, and dozens of rare, secret figures have fetched prices between $3,000 to $10,000 USD in online resales. But with popularity came controversy. In late 2024, rumors started circulating online, mostly on TikTok and fringe Reddit threads, that Labubu bore a resemblance to Pazuzu, the ancient Mesopotamian demon featured in The Exorcist. The pointy ears, the wide eyes, the grin. Some called it cursed. Some claimed their Labubu moved on its own. A few even began burning their toys in viral cleansing rituals. PopMart issued statements denying the claims. Kasing, too, clarified. Labubu was born from folklore, not demonology, inspired by European forest myths, not possession films. Experts weighed in. The Pazuzu theory was declared a hoax, driven by internet fear cycles and misunderstanding of cultural art. Still, the internet ran wild. Some collectors now jokingly bless their Labubu before opening mystery boxes. Others make memes about cursed shelves and haunted unboxings. What started as fear has become part of the fun. And perhaps that's fitting, because Labubu was never supposed to be safe. He was always meant to be a little strange, a little misunderstood, a little bit like the boy who made him. Today, Kasing Long works between Hong Kong and Antwerp, still drawing, still imagining. He has plans to bring Labubu to life in new ways, picture books, animated shorts, even a rumored anime miniseries coming in late 2025. Labubu has become more than a toy. He's become a symbol for creative kids who never fit in, for quiet artists who dream loudly on paper, for mischief makers with kind hearts, and for anyone who ever felt just a little weird. So next time you see a Labubu on a keychain, a shelf, a backpack, or tucked inside a mystery box, remember, you're not just holding vinyl, you're holding a story. The story of a boy in the back of a restaurant, a boy who turned silence into sketchbooks, and sketchbooks into magic. Created by Kasing Long, loved by millions, born from one imagination, and now, forever a part of ours. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more stories like this. Till next time, on Inventions After Dark.